If you guys are new here, I own a 3D printing business. I do it full time. So this video is just going to be a day in my life running my 3D printing business and showing you guys exactly what goes on. I'm going to change a few things about my farm, get some orders done, and yeah, take you guys along for the ride. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, so I think what I've decided to do with the dual AMS setup on this one P1P, I mentioned in another video how I was kind of not really happy with this setup because I don't really use 8 colors to print ever. I rarely ever even use 4 colors to print, so I really don't need the dual AMS setup. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 2 AMSs, I'm going to take both of them off of this P1P, and I'm going to put one on each of these 2 printers, and then that way this will be the only one without an AMS on this shelf. And then this one isn't going to have an AMS. It's actually going to get pushed over to the side here, and I actually already have a spool holder back there which was made for this shelf unit specifically. So I'm going to push this printer to the right and then just use the spool holder there to feed into the printer. And then up here I'm going to probably take my FlashForge Adventure 5M and put that up here, because again, same problem I had with the A1 minis is that when I have a printer that's on the floor, I really don't feel like using a printer that's on the floor, because then you got to get down on the floor to change the filament or to touch the screen or anything like that. So that's what I think I'm going to do. On the Prusa XL right now, I got a bunch of Rose Bulbasaurs printing out. They're pretty cool 3D prints for Valentine's Day. I like to throw some of these into packages for free around the holidays. I'll usually do that, and here's the rose that actually goes on the back of the Bulbasaur. I like to throw in some free stuff around the holidays. Real cheap, real easy to make. Kind of takes a while though. I'm making like 25 of them at a time. This print is about 24 hours. Also, it turns out in the last video, this printer actually wasn't fixed when I cleaned out the nozzle. So all I did was I basically took the extruder and the nozzle off of the printer. I cleaned up the extruder, and then I just actually replaced the nozzle because I have a bunch of extra nozzles and I didn't feel like tinkering with it. So I figured that nozzle's probably been on there for a couple thousand hours, may as well just replace it. They're like 15 bucks each, so if something that was 15 bucks lasted me 2,000-3,000 print hours, I'm happy to just replace it instead of tinkering with it. So a bit of a progress update for y'all going on here. I got the P1P that before had 2 AMSs. I got it down here, took the AMSs off, got the spool holder set up and everything. Got the FlashForge up here, and for now I'm just going to be using this spool roller for the FlashForge, and it'll feed into this PTFE tube here, because the old mount that I had up here was too tall, even though I guess I could have probably just taken this off because I don't really use it. That would have been a good idea, honestly, but this is already done. So I also made these are for putting the AMSs on top of the P1Ps since they don't have the top glass. So I had to make some of those, and then I have the AMSs down here on the floor, and next step is going to be putting those 2 AMSs onto those 2 printers. So quick little update, we got both of the AMSs off of here, and both of them are now on here, looking good. Looks like we got a micro SD card error on one of our A1 minis, and this is actually one of the newer A1 minis that I have, so not sure what the issue is. I'll try unplugging it and plugging it back in, and then if not, it may just have failed. The SD card may have just failed, so we'll see. So it seems like the micro SD card just failed on that printer, which is a little weird because it's actually one of the newer Lexar cards that they include with your printer. However, micro SD cards in general just are not very reliable unless you get like the really pro ones for like cameras. Those are usually pretty good, but yeah, it failed, so I think I have some extras, so I'm just going to go ahead and replace that. So that is why I always recommend having extra micro SD cards on hand. I got this pack of 10 from Team Group on Amazon for I think like 30 or 35 bucks, so pretty good. I mean, the micro SD cards don't seem to fail too often in these printers, but when they do, you want to have an extra because you can't print without one. Alright, so that's about it for today's video. I'm going to take the rest of the day to go ahead and pack and ship a bunch of orders. I just wanted to thank you guys again so much for watching. We have now passed 500 subscribers, and I hope you guys stay along for the journey. I'm going to keep doing my thing and show you guys more about the business and everything. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.